You are listening to Hard House History with Paul Glazby.
Scott Forshaw, welcome to Hard House History.
Hey mate, you all right?
I'm good, thank you. You probably don't know this, but because obviously we don't know each other that well.
Yep.
My barometer for whether I should get someone on as a guest or not is Frank Farrell. He's like my canary in the coal mine, and he gave me the thumbs up for you. So yeah, you're on a good footing already.
I think me and Frank talk most days anyway, so
yeah,
I think he's one of the few people I kind of really stayed in touch with, like from the hard house scene.
Well, you know what? I'm kicking myself because I've only really connected with Frank this last 12, 18 months. Like I've always known who he is because obviously his first release was on Vicious Circle, so I've known the name. But yeah, we've really like connected this last 12 months, and some of the tracks we've been doing have been awesome. So yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, that's how I got into your podcast as well, because obviously you had him on, and I listened to it because I find Frank hilarious anyway. So
yeah,
you know, it was a good listen, and then just from there I kind of spiraled and listened to, I think it was like ones with Ammo, Maddox, Ben Stevens, and all the other kind of guys. I was by the pool yesterday listening to the what was the latest one, the Phil Reynolds one, I think.
Oh yeah, it came out this week. Yeah.
So yeah, got into it, and then sent you a message. I was like, I enjoyed the podcast, mate. And then you were like, do you want to be on? And I was like, okay, cool. Why not?
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, when I was around kind of the first time, I remember because you were Scott Forshaw, or
yeah, for,
it was like
for
an abbreviation.
Sure. There was about 5 different ways people would pronounce it.
Right. But yeah, I just remember, you know, like because you were younger, you would have been 21, 22 back then, and yeah, so like I was definitely aware of who you were, but then I just left the scene, and then now you're this Middle Eastern superstar.
Yeah, big fish in a small pond, mate.
But I was having a little look at your thing. So you've got, according to Facebook, over 40 million streams.
Yeah. That's across a bunch of stuff that I've done, but yeah, something like that. There was one track that we did that's not included in that. We did it for like a video game, I think, for like locally. It was about Arabic hip hop thing, and I think we did over 1 billion on TikTok or something throughout the campaign. Yeah, it was wild. Yeah. But yeah, I've been really lucky. Like a lot of the music I've done has been pretty successful, and I've worked with some really good people. So yeah, pretty happy, to be honest. Falling on my feet.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Do you engineer your stuff, or do you go in with other people, or?
No, I do all my own stuff, and I do all my own stuff, and I do a lot of production for other people as well. So like, I do quite a lot remotely. I've got clients in the UK, not so many locally, but I do a lot of like additional production as well. So where people have like started a record or something, it's not quite to the finished polish where it should be, and then I'll get it over the line for them.
Right, that's good. So you're, is it Dubai you live in? You're in, I think you said in Oman.
I'm based in Dubai, but yeah, I'm just here for a gig tonight. So it's not too far. I actually drove here. It was like 4 hours.
Oh, right, okay. And what's it like living there?
So everyone asks that, and I'm like, it's just normal, isn't it? Because I've been there for...
Well, it's probably not normal, because I would imagine over there the crime rate's almost zero because they don't let people off.
Yeah, they don't mess around. Like you go to a coffee shop, leave like your MacBook on the table, and like I've been into the supermarket and my MacBook's still in the coffee shop, and like 10, 15 minutes later, still there, no problem. So yeah, it's pretty good. Like it feels like the day-to-day crime stuff, it feels really, really safe.
But again, that's the crazy thing, because the normal thing, like, I mean, even where I live, you couldn't leave a laptop on a coffee shop table for more than a couple of minutes, and it'd still be there. And where we're from, England.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if you're there, someone might come and take it.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like because you're Australia now, aren't you? So I don't know what it's like there. But like, anytime I go to like London, I feel like I'm watching my back everywhere I go.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it's
yeah, I like
crazy,
it,
really.
especially now we've got like young kids as well. Like you just feel safe everywhere you go. So I know
Must be
the
nice.
UK media likes to bash on the place a lot, but you know I've spent a lot of time there over the years. So
Well, the UK media is probably scared
said
that
it.
everyone's just gonna wanna leave and go there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a lot like especially since COVID. There's been like a proper change of like the demographic. Like there's been a lot of like young British people coming to work out there. Whereas before it felt like you're a minority, and now it's like you feel like you're in a like little British like enclave away from the UK sometimes.
Right, yeah.
But,
And, like, from a tax point of view as well, isn't like
yeah,
am I
so
right in thinking there's
there's no tax on your income.
right.
There's VAT and stuff, and then I've got a company, and I think that's only like 5% tax. But they get you in like other ways. So like obviously like you like getting visas and stuff's quite expensive, and then you got to get the visas for your kids and that, and then for some reason, anytime you take the car out, you get random fines of like 100 quid here and there that you can't contest, and you're like, it's just we call it Dubai tax, but yeah, on your
Right.
income, it's like it's pretty good. But
Yeah.
on the flip side, it makes it a pretty expensive place to live as well, like the prices of properties and stuff and that are obviously
Right,
a lot
yeah.
higher than a lot higher than back in Yorkshire. So
So whereabouts are you from originally then?
I'm from a little town called Skipton, like
Oh,
not
yeah,
too,
Skipton,
it's
yeah.
kind of like between Leeds and Bradford. Yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm Sheffield, so I know Skipton, yeah.
Well, that's part of the reason I've kicked my my wife out of the hotel room while we record this, because anytime I speak to someone northern, my northern accent creeps back and she starts taking the piss out of me. So
Right, okay.
yeah. So by the end of it, I'll be fully Yorkshire again.
By gum.
She does it if I've been speaking to like my dad or something. She's like, "You changed when you've been on the phone to people back home." So who's this
So your dad
person talking to me?
so is your dad back in the UK or is he still in Dubai?
Yeah, my dad retired. My dad retired years ago. So yeah, he's back in Skipton now.
Okay, right. But that's how you ended up in Dubai, isn't it?
Yeah. So he moved out there in I think 2007. So I'd go and visit every year or whatever, and had people. I'd go out and stuff, and then met other DJs and people like that, and then yeah, I just had I think a particularly bad week in the UK, and I was like, I went out on holiday and like never really came back. I think I stayed for about 3 weeks, came home, packed up my studio, went back out like 2 weeks later, and then that was that.
Right. Yeah. So going back to like your, I guess, teens, like, you know, when people first start going out
Yeah.
clubbing and stuff, like what was your like how did you get into like so I knew you as, you know, through the
Yeah.
hard house scene. Is that where you started?
Yeah, that's where I started. I think the first time I ever went to a club, I was DJing.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I think I was must have been oh God, what year is it? Like 2006. So I'd have been 16 when I was
Right.
DJing at what was the club in Leeds? Something Stinky's Peep House, was it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I was DJing there. I had a residency at night, and then from there, I think by the time I was 17, I was playing at Storm every month. So it's like,
So how did that happen? I mean, what was there's
well, I
not many
was
16-year-olds get that opportunity.
yeah, well, I was always like producing, so that's how I got that. And then I think I can't remember. I was sending off just back in the day. I was just putting tracks onto like CDs and just like posting them off to wherever. And I think the big break for me was I think it was when the Tidy Boys were on Galaxy still.
Mhm.
They had their like late night show, and I think they played. And I used to listen every week, and I think they played like 3 of my tracks back to back that I just sent them on a CD, and that was
Right.
like that was my kind of start. And then from there, yeah, it's just you know how it is. It just kind of snowballs, doesn't it? And then you get into start producing, and then back then it was easy, didn't it? You'd put a couple of tracks out, and the gigs would roll in. So yeah, that's
I'm
how
not sure
that
it was that
started.
easy, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
It felt it felt like that, but yeah.
But maybe to you, there's hundreds of people listening to this going, "Oh, I did 2 tracks and I didn't get any gigs."
Yeah, right. The difference is I probably did about 200.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it.
Yeah.
So you were a resident at Storm at
Yeah.
17, you said?
Yeah, I think it was 2007 or 2008, yeah, for a year. I think it was Garbo at the time, so yeah, I used to just, like, open up the main room and bits of stuff. So
Right.
that was pretty good. Start at the top, and then And then from there, like, yeah, you go to all the other places like Frantic and, you know, can't remember wherever else. Like, I'm trying to dig back into my brain. I've not spoken about any of this for years. So, yeah. And then where else did we play? I played all the Weekenders and stuff like that as well when I was like, yeah. Not sure I'd let my kids go. Now I'm a father, like when they're 17, 18, so something like that. But
yeah, well, they won't tell you. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I did. I think I'm off to go DJ this, and all right, sound. See you tomorrow.
Well, your parents would never have done anything like that, though. So that's probably they didn't know what you were.
Yeah,
into.
exactly.
At least you've had the experience, so you know to be careful.
But that was probably the last time I seen you. I think at a Weekender or something like that. I think I played before you at one of them. Can't remember.
Okay.
I was definitely on before you at one of them, but that was probably the last time I seen you face to face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time ago, yeah. And then obviously you're not playing hard house. Oh, I mean, your sets now. What would you call it?
I don't know. I've been through a few various like guises and aliases. So when I kind of got out of the hard house scene, it was 2009. I just made a couple of house tunes, and it was a label called CR2 signed them. And I think the first one went to like number 4 on Beatport overall. Wow. So that did all right for me for a bit. But the problem was I was a student at the time, and I kind of like, don't know if I was a bit like, I got a bit sick of the music thing, so I never really followed it up. So that kind of period from 2009 to 2012, 2013, I was a little bit quiet. And then after that, I started just going under my own name and putting music out again. So yeah, the sets I play now, they're probably more, say, like tech house, like bordering on that like melodic techno stuff.
Okay.
Depending on the gig, because I get a lot of like support slots for bigger artists and stuff like that when they're coming through the region.
Right.
So I tend to like tailor that, you know, to what they play quite a bit. But artistically, like the tracks I'm putting out are more like tech house and bits of stuff like that. So
right.
Maybe sometimes a little bit on the commercial end as well, but you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I listened to a couple of things on yours on YouTube, and they were quite, vocally.
Yeah. So we're trying to get away from that at the moment. That seemed to be like a COVID thing. Like I think me and Frank were making like the poppiest songs ever and like Korean pop songs and stuff over COVID.
Right.
Like just wondering what to do. Like Frank's like, fancy writing some Korean pop songs today, and I was like, yeah, right, whatever. I've got nothing better to do. So yeah, and then obviously all the music I was writing, I was doing all these writing camps and stuff, and it ended up being like a very poppy house. But that was quite an in sound at that point, even when you were like DJing, you were playing quite poppy. And then since COVID's gone, it's all gone a bit more underground, so the music's gone a bit more like that as well.
Right.
It's just and as well, I get bored of things very quickly, so I end up changing my sound every like 6 months, which is probably a bad thing, but you know, ADHD brain or something's like we got to do the next thing. We've done that.
Yeah. I've been enjoying recently playing. I've got all the old Tripoli back catalogue, and then me and Frank have done a couple of tracks recently under like a different name. Like one of them was 132 BPM. The second one we did was 130, which is obviously a big difference to what I would normally do. But yeah, I've just been, I've got my decks, not even decks, just a controller at home, and I'm just playing around. But I'm enjoying playing slower, just something different, because I've never done anything different. I've always done pretty much,
155 BPM Hoovers. Like
148 to 154. That's usually my sweet spot. I guess it's hard when you get sort of pigeonholed, into a certain sound. Even when you get booked earlier, like there's people are there, going hostile or whatever.
You're like it's 10 p.m. Like I can't play that.
I was supposed to do the opening set for the for the Insomniacz event next weekend, but then Tom struggled to get to fit everybody on. So I was doing the opening set and the closing set was the plan. Now I'm doing the closing set, and then I'm doing the warm-up set for the after party, but
Okay.
the warm-up set for the after party is going to be a very different set than the warm-up set for the main event would have been, because obviously people will have just come from, Duff.
But I mean, that's what I used to do when I opened up like Storm and like the Weekenders and stuff, and it'd be like I'd probably start at like 132, 135, just playing like house records a bit quicker, and then just come in like the groovier, harder stuff, and then pass it off to whoever else was on after,
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, that's what it should be. You shouldn't be. That's the problem when people want to try and make a name for themselves, so they like just go mental, but then it just ruins the whole flow of the night. They're not doing themselves any favors.
But again, I think that taught me so much as well. Like, and in my career, like I've opened for like all these big artists, and it's like I'll just play a good, like I'll just leave them where they need to start, kind of thing,
Yeah.
Just think ahead a little bit rather than it was funny. I was listening to Phil Reynolds one, and he was on about people banging it out from the start, and I remember that starting to happen. It'd be like I'd get there for like third or fourth set, and it'd be like 150 BPM. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here now?
Yeah,
I remember I'd like, slow it down. I'd play my set backwards.
Well, I've told this story before, but I did that once at the Fridge. Fergie was on playing midnight, and I was doing 11 till 12. And the kid, I can't remember who it was, but whoever it was before me left me at like 1:52 or something at 11 o'clock. And then I knew obviously Fergie was going to be much slower, so I just played in reverse and left him. And then I was still too fast. I think I left him at maybe 1:44, and then he started at 1:38. He put it was I can't forget what the track was, but it was just like he's when he was really starting to get he wasn't playing hard house anymore. He was more like techno.
Yeah, I remember when
still
he
getting booked.
Yeah,
he was still getting booked for the hard house gigs, but then just not playing hard house anymore.
Do what he wanted.
Yeah. That was interesting as well when he came on, because that whole period where he was in like the DJ Mag Top 100, and not just in the top 100, he was in the top 10. But he hated it. Like that's what he was saying when he was on, that like that whole period was like the worst, because he was getting booked for gigs that he didn't want to play. The gigs he wanted to play wouldn't book him because he was like this hard house DJ. And but just from the outside looking in, you'd be like, oh, Fergie's he's got everything. And then inside is the opposite. So
I've not listened to that one yet, so I might get that on this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a good one, mate. It's a good one.
But I think a lot of big DJs feel like that though. They feel very like pigeonholed by their like big records and stuff like that. And obviously, like if they'll get people that see them 5 times upset that they're playing like the same set, but then it's like they'll have people see them for the first time that want to hear all their records.
Yeah,
it's like how to deal with that kind of thing.
A friend of mine, he went to see Chili Peppers when they came to Australia, and he was moaning that they'd played too much off the new album. And I'm like, well, surely you want to hear, like, I mean, the new album's amazing. Like, you would want to, I would want to hear that stuff. We've heard Californication and fucking Other Side a million times already. Like we can check that out on YouTube. Like, show me something different, or drop a couple of the classics in. But it's I always think about Metallica when like Master of Puppets. That like Kick It is my Master of Puppets. People always want me to, no matter what time I'm playing, or like play Kick It or Hostile, and I'm like,
I saw Metallica in December. It was just like a best of Metallica set, basically. There was nothing.
Where was that?
They played in Abu Dhabi in December, so I went to go.
Because I saw them in Brisbane in November.
Yeah, so it must have been part of the same like tour run.
Well, I was going to ask you, because I've got it written here, Metallica, because in one of your Instagram pictures, you got a Metallica t-shirt on. I don't know if you were wearing
probably where I was at,
No, you were DJing.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, you were DJing. You had the Ride the Lightning t-shirt on.
Oh, okay,
but because if I ever see a kid, like, I don't know, like a teenager wearing Metallica, I'm like, are they a fan, or are they wearing that ironically? Like,
but no, like my dad's a big like rock fan, so we grew up on all that kind of stuff. So I like a bit of everything. And when I go out as well, I've been like in the dance music thing so long, I don't want to go and see a DJ. Like, I want to go and do something a bit different.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm at like a dance music gig, I feel like I'm at work a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm
And how
looking
often do you play? Like, what's your schedule like?
I've quietened down a bit, focused a bit more on production, but I'm still like 2-3 times a week, I'd say.
Oh wow, okay.
But I was doing kind of straight out after COVID. I got really, really popular over here, and I was saying yes to too much, and I was doing like 10 gigs a week. And then me and my wife had kids, and I was like, I can't keep this up. But it'd get to like I think it'd get to like a Saturday, and I'd be doing like 3 gigs a day, like every Saturday. And then because obviously like out here the weather's nice, so you could do like a couple of beach clubs in the day, and then you could go and do a nightclub at night time,
Right.
or like an event, and then you could do the same the next day. So yeah, that kind of caught up with me a bit. I just wasn't sleeping. I was like, it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and how old are your kids now?
But my youngest just turned 2 like last week, and my oldest is 3.5. So yeah, we're still in the trenches a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've left
good
my
gap
home
though. Oh right,
yeah.
okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, I was like leaving my home, and I can have a peaceful night's sleep. and until someone rang the doorbell at 3:30 this morning, going, "Did you order water?" And I was like, "No, stop asleep." And then someone called the room going, "Sir, I just wanted to make sure the guy said you were asleep." And I was like, "Yeah, but you've woken me up a second time now." I'm like, cheers.
2-star Google review for that hotel.
Yeah. So I was like, room was nice, but yeah, don't wake me up. I don't think I actually don't think I can leave a review because they're paying my wages.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
And yeah, I'm staying for free, so yeah, I can't be leaving a 1 star.
And the gigs that you're doing, like some of the pictures I've seen, it looks like there's like thousands of people there.
Yeah, I mean there was a period just before COVID where I was going out to Saudi, and I think I played with like Calvin Harris, Swedish House Mafia, just basically every big artist you could think of. I probably opened for them out there, and I think some of the gigs about 100,000 people.
Jesus.
So that was massive. And then yeah, we have like a few festivals here. Like there's it's kind of like a rival to Tomorrowland from Romania called Untold, and again like I played the main stage of that. And I think they had like Armin van Buuren, like Hardwell, Martin Garrix headlining, like huge lineup. So yeah, it's fortunate to play that. And then it's just closed down recently, but they're moving to a new location. Tomorrowland had a venue here as well called Terra Solis. So I played there like 3 or 4 times. I think the last one I played was January with like Alesso. So that was really good. That's like 5,000 capacity, I think, out in the desert. Like it's such a cool place. Like literally you got to drive like an hour into the desert. It's all sand dunes. And then they've got this like amphitheater thing with this like giant bird as a stage, and they've got all these like little kind of like glamping pods and a swimming pool up there and stuff. It's wicked. Like people go out and stay for the week. So yeah. But yeah, I've been really fortunate. Like even like random ones. I did a gig for like Emirates Airlines once. It was like their gala dinner. Never asked any questions about it. Got there and I was on after Jennifer Lopez. Like, she like brushed past me and I was like, I'm never gonna wash that arm again. Yeah.
Bloody hell. So you really are like living the dream, aren't you?
Yeah. Again, it's like there's a bit of regional stuff going on at the moment, so it's quieting down a bit. But I'll be honest, it's been quite nice to take a bit of a break. Just like chill with the kids with the sirens going off in the background. But yeah.
With the IRGC firing drones and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to get into the politics, but yeah, obviously things have quieted down because of that. All the tourism's kind of stopped for a bit, but it's been quite nice to take a break and just like chill out. But I mean, I'm still busy in the studio with clients and my own stuff. So yeah, I had a record out last week, and I've just looked this morning, like just done the Spotify updates. 2 of my clients had records out today, so just like that I've worked on. So
nice. And it's like, I mean, can you mention who you work with, or is that like?
Not really, but like a couple of them are doing really well. I've got 2 that are playing on Tomorrowland main stage this year that I do production for also. Yeah, then they've got busy festival seasons and stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah, it's good. And there's a lot of like talent coming up now that don't really produce. They're more like social media, like personalities.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
And
Like
then,
I've seen a lot of these younger ones that,
yeah,
it's like what it is to be a DJ is not what it was 20 years ago, is it?
no, not at all. So, and you find they're making enough noise on social media or whatever, posting 10 times a day. Eventually, something's going to go viral, and then they get management, and then like I get kind of reached out to be like, "Do you want to produce for this person?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, I've got to pay my bills, so yeah, sure."
Yeah. And then what? They just give you a bit of a brief as to the style that they want it to
Yeah,
be?
I mean, sometimes I do a lot of like these songwriting camps and stuff like that. So I'll have maybe bits that get pitched out, and then it'll come back with like, "Oh, this artist is going to take it. Can you maybe make it closer to their sound?" And then we'll send it to them and stuff like that. And then they might go and produce a bit on it themselves, or with their producers, or they might have even started a record somewhere else, and I'll get it in kind of an unfinished state and do like the additional production and get it over the line.
Right.
So, or it's like the song idea is good, but like it's in the wrong genre or something, or it's something they might have done 2 years ago and it needs to sound like more up to date kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of the sort of two, not that it's even your style, I don't think, but like
Yeah.
the harder sounds. Like I was amazed when it was a BK Instagram post that he'd put where this girl had played one of his tracks. So I like clicked on it and ended up on YouTube and listening to the full set. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this sounds like me and Dave the drummer kind of,
Yeah.
like fused together. But you've got this super hot,
Yeah.
Instagram model that's like bopping around. I can see the appeal.
Yeah, there's quite a few of those. Like a mate of mine's like a venue manager, and he's like, boss went to him, and I think they booked one of these girls for like some New Year's Eve thing at a fancy hotel, and she was like, they'd just seen her on Instagram. She turned up and played like hard techno at this like 5-star hotel, like half naked. So
Yeah.
probably the wrong. But you just seen her on Instagram. I was like, yeah, there's quite a few of those.
And what's it like over there? Like we were saying earlier about, they don't mess around, so the crime is not really an issue there. But like when people are going to these parties, obviously I know what went on when
Yeah.
at Storm and Insomniacz. I can't imagine that's happening, is it?
No, it's nothing like that. It's a lot more, especially like since COVID. It's got very like VIP tables and like bottles of champagne and stuff, which is naff. Like, and it's and it's that whole thing. Like, I'll come on and like there might have been a warm up DJ before me, and I'll play like an intro or something, and then everyone's just stood there with a phone, and like I've stopped even playing like a good like track for the first track because everyone just stands there like that, and I'm like, just wait till like half an hour in, and people put their phones away a little bit or something and more into it. But yeah, it's just there is like an underground scene here, but it's not big. It's all very like commercialized. Like we've got a Schweier and stuff like that here now, and all that kind of vibe. And I'd say the other thing adding to it is the kind of predominant genre is all this Afro house stuff as well that doesn't go over like 123 BPM.
Right.
So kind of poncy and like people just with their bottles of champagne and stuff on their tables trying to outspend whoever's next to them and just show off. So it's
Different world, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not my kind of. If you think back to like those sweaty rooms at like Storm, and then you're like playing an Afro house record to these people, like what happened? Yeah,
I didn't sign up for this.
yeah, doing. But there was a period as well where I think it was like before COVID. I was saying yes to like every gig, and I quietened down on the production a little bit. And I think I looked one week and I hadn't played like house or like any like dance music all week, and I was playing like I was in this like hip hop club playing like songs that I hate, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And then I just made a conscious decision like get back into like the artist world a bit, and because it's super easy to say yes to just money on gigs and things like that. So so I just kind of made a conscious decision to get back into that artist world and get music put out again and bits of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's the way I've always known to kind of get gigs is just put music out in the like genres you want to play, and then so even the one I put out last week, I think it's already been played by like Martin Garrix and a few other big names. So I was like, it's fine. If you get that consistent support, you're going to get gigs somehow.
Yeah, that's good. And what about like, do you ever play? And do you just play in the Emirates now, or do you still travel?
I still travel a little bit. Normally around this region, like say, like I'm in Oman this weekend, and then I think I've got a gig in Dubai in about 2 weeks, and I'm off to Thailand for a little bit.
Okay.
And then July, I'm back in the UK. I've got Ministry of Sound, and I think a couple of others. But I'm going to. The weather gets too hot here, so as a family, we just come back to the UK for about 6 weeks in the summer. Maybe go somewhere in Europe for a little holiday, and then back out here for like September.
Right.
Plus, the whole kind of like scene kind of stops as well in the summer. Like it gets so hot, just everyone leaves.
Yeah.
It's funny, you drive around town in like August and the roads are empty and stuff like that, and then gets back to September and it's like, gridlock. So yeah, it's interesting.
And does your missus, is she just looking after the kids?
No, she's a teacher. So
right, okay.
Yeah. So we met at a bar. I was opening for, don't know if you know him, he's from Leeds, Tom Zanetti. He's like a bit of a social media personality.
Right.
He came in like a DJ set at a beach club or something, and then she was there, and we ended up having a drink at the bar, and then that's how we met.
Nice. That's good. And then, so you said you're back for ministry in July?
July, yeah.
Where's sorry, go.
Sorry.
So in Ministry of Sound, is that still like I'm so out of touch with, like, is the Ministry of Sound, like, is it the same club that it always was?
I mean, I think they've refurbed it since I was last there. I last played, I think it was last year, but it was packed. I'm so out of touch with the UK scene, honestly. Like, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I just got booked. So, book them and they will come. I turned up.
You're like me, because people go, oh, wait, like, what club you playing? I've no idea. I just know I'm playing Adelaide, or I know I'm playing, like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't need the details. Like,
yeah. Even we were in the car like yesterday on the way. She's like, "What's the gig about? What's this?" I was like, "I don't know." Just said yes to it. They were like, "Be here at this time on this day." Like, I'll be there.
Yeah,
but
just need to know whether you need to pack your Afro House records or not.
Yeah, I actually don't know what the vibe's going to be, but it'll be fine. But I was actually laughing with a mate. I've got a client of mine, and we make like Afro House. But he's from Newcastle, and like there's all these videos of like Black Coffee and Shimza and all these really famous Afro House guys playing our records, and I'm like, we're like the two whitest non-African people of all time. Like, what's going on here? Do they know? Just like two northern boys. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, but that scene's like massive around the world now as well.
Yeah, I don't get the appeal of it. Like, it's just so
so far removed from what we did back in the day. Isn't it?
Well, the thing is as well, I was never really into house music. Like, if I'm in the right mood, it might be, but it's not something I was like. My sort of musical progression wasn't house music into hard house music. Mine was heavy metal into hard house. Like I came completely the other way. So yeah, I remember speaking to I don't know if you ever knew him. You remember the Trophy Twins?
Yeah.
So Mark, who's one half of the Trophy Twins, he used to be my manager. He was the guy that ran Tidy Management.
Okay.
So he was my manager, and I remember him saying to me once about, because obviously what I play was like, he played funky house and I was playing what I played, and he said, do you not like to listen to some house music just to chill out? And I'm like, that it makes me anxious when I listen to that stuff. Like, it doesn't chill me out. It's listening to Pete Wardman would chill me out.
Yeah.
And years later I realized why, because this whole, like, I saw a thing the other day and it said that fast dance music to someone who's got ADHD, which I I'm not diagnosed, but I probably have.
Yeah.
Fast dance music is like medicine to someone that's got ADHD. So that, that's
Yeah.
perfect. And I saw this other thing as well yesterday. And it said, and it was like a picture of someone's desk with all these like piles of papers and stuff. And it said,
Yeah.
someone with ADHD, the piles of papers, it's not that they're lazy or messy, I'm trying to think why they explained it, but basically, like, that is what you would expect of someone who is like that. You don't know where to put this stuff, so it just piles up, and
Yeah.
that's how you deal with stuff. And that's like, if you see my desk, my business partner, he's always like, "Sort your desk out," 'cause it drives him mad because his desk is fucking perfect. Like everything, all his pens are lined up, and mine looks like I've been burgled.
That's probably like autism versus ADHD on each side of the office.
That's right, yeah.
So when my missus walks in the studio, what are you doing today? I'm like, I'm just not sorting out all my snare drums into a folder. All right.
So when's the last time you worked with Frank?
Me and Frank did a record, I think a year or two ago, with Tara McDonald. I think she sang.
Oh yeah.
She sang a load of big house records in the 2000s, I think, for like Armand Van Helden and stuff.
Yeah, well, I remember Frank telling me about it. Yeah.
And we did this record. Like, it wasn't anything for our artist projects or anything, but we did it anyway. And then it ended up getting picked up by like OnlyFans.
OnlyFans?
Yeah. So it's on this like OnlyFans TV thing. And then like Amsterdam Gay Pride as well. Like, Frank sent me the video. I was like, oh, this like, I got tagged, I think, on Instagram. I was like, it's quite a nice video. And then like about 30 seconds in, there was all these guys in like gimp masks and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I can repost that, especially not where I live, like in the Middle East. Not going to go down too well.
No.
Like, so I work, I've got a radio show as well on the biggest station out in Dubai. So it's kind of like semi-government. So I've got to be like really careful about like what I post, because I had to do all police background checks and that to be on there. So it's like,
right.
I'm like, can't be reposting stuff like that. I get really nervous. They added that repost button, didn't they? So like, you're going through like the reels, and it's like something horrific, and I'm really scared of pressing that repost button. Instead of sending it to Frank, you accidentally hit repost. Like, oh,
yeah, when I started working with Frank, the first time we did a couple of tracks, virtually, and then when I was back in October, November last year, I went and we did a couple of tracks, like face to face. But he was just running through the stuff that he does, and it's like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like like there's the what was it? The Eurovision thing that he did, and like just like completely different. I mean, it must be great for him or you if you're doing stuff that's like not just hard house.
Well, I think I think that's the thing. Like, if you're a producer, like, there's only so much of like one genre you can do before you like want to slit your wrists.
Yeah.
So, like, you just like a bit of variety, and I find as well, like, you do those camps, or you work with different people in different genres, and you can bring it back to what you do. Find you learn so much more from like stuff like that. Like, even when I was doing the poppier stuff, like I felt like my arrangements on songs and stuff got a lot tighter, and you'd really think about like, do we need this element, or like, is it just extra fluff or whatever? Like, does the listener care, kind of thing. No, you bring all that back.
So when you're making a track, like, have you got like a process that you use, or do you just sort of start, like some people will start with the kick and bass and kind of build it from there, or some people will start with a riff?
It honestly, it depends, like, what I want to do. Like, if you want to make like a chunky tech house record, I tend to start with like the drums and the bass, right? And then if you do like a progressive house song, I'll do a lot of sessions, especially when I come to the UK. I'll spend like a whole week doing just sessions with like songwriters and singers. So there'll be me as a producer, maybe a songwriter, top line writer, and then like a singer. And all we really care about is just getting the chords and the song down, kind of thing, or like a most basic idea. And then I'll take that away and spend the next like 6 months finishing them off for like my project, kind of thing. Or pitching them out to other artists, and people, DJs are always looking for top lines and songs and stuff.
Right.
And I'm not a big fan of using like samples and splice and things like that. I like to have something really original that someone else hasn't used.
Yeah.
That tends to be my process. Like 9 times out of 10 is get the kind of hook down and then work backwards.
Yeah. I know some of the stuff I did with Maddox. Like there's one that we did that was it was a Red Hot Chili Peppers live show. I think it might have been their Slane Castle when they were in Ireland. And there was a couple of bits during that show where Flea and John Frusciante were just jamming, like between. But it's just, like 90 seconds. They're just the most amazing, combination of the bass and the guitar. And whatever this little bit was, I'm like, this is what I want, like Maddox kind of like replayed it, and then that then became it was just the chord progression, but it's not something you would have ever thought of, to like go. You just
I get a lot of that as well.
Inspiration.
Like getting your inspo. Like I'll listen to something like might even be a film or something. You can get like inspo. I'm like, oh yeah, I like that like movement on the chords. Like, I'll just take that and turn that into something new. And then by the time you're like done, it's something totally different.
Yeah, that's right. You would never know. Like no one would ever listen to that track. Me and Maddox did and go, "That's from Red Hot Chili Peppers." Like, there's no way. But it just is that inspiration, isn't it?
Yeah. So it was. I've got a similar one, and it was like one of the Afro House records me and a client was making, and it was we started out, and it was the bass line from Robbie Williams' "Feel."
Oh right.
and then it turned into something totally different, and we ended up having some like South African singer on it and stuff. I was like, okay. But again, but that was just the inspiration point, and then you just move on,
Yeah.
Start showing.
Yeah. And what's been your favorite track of yours that that's come out as yours, not something you've done because obviously you can't really talk about that, I guess. But
yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I kind of I'm not a big fan of my own stuff. I kind of don't ever listen to it when I don't have to.
Right.
So like I'll put it out. I tend to like. I don't know, like if I'm working on client stuff, I can kind of like, get it out the door quicker. Whereas if I'm on my own stuff, I end up focusing on the minutiae of things for too long. And I'm like, I'll sit and tweak for a day and I'll be like, it's exactly the same as this morning. Like, what have I done? So, so I'll probably like overplay them, and then it'll be like a year or two later. I was like, that was all right.
Alf Bamford was saying something similar because he said that he gets writer's block. When he's working for himself, but then he has someone in the studio the next day and he's fine because he doesn't care. Like he doesn't care, but like it doesn't matter to him whether he likes it. He doesn't have to like it. So he can just do it.
I think it's also it's the pressure of like someone's paying you or whatever, and you've got to get the job done. And I think there's almost like there's like a bit of a beauty in that as well. Like I've got to get it done. Like I can't afford to get block on this. And then whereas you'll sit on your own thing, you'll be like, oh, I'm like 50 different chord progressions. Like, what am I doing with my life? So,
you seem to ask yourself that a lot, Scott.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm always having
very self-reflecting.
Yeah, what am I doing? Why am I here? What got me into this situation? Do that a lot. I tend to get myself in situations. Frank knows about them.
I was just going to say, Frank did tell me that there was probably a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to talk about.
yeah. Especially when me and him go to Amsterdam and bits like that. Yeah.
Come on, Scott. Give us an Amsterdam story.
I don't know. I can't remember him.
I'll tell you one. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
All right.
So we went to Amsterdam for my friends. I was best man for my friend Dino. And we went to, we asked someone where we could get mushrooms from. So they gave us these directions to this shop that would sell these mushrooms. And to this day, I don't know how this happened because we got on a tram that we were on the tram for like 10 minutes, right? And we get off the tram and we go into this shop, get these mushrooms, and then we go to this place called Vondel Park. And I actually saw it on TV. Right, with the big iron gates and
yeah.
So we go into Vondel Park. We're sitting on the grass near the water, and we're all sat there going, oh, I can't feel anything. Nothing's happening. And then somebody started laughing, and then that was it. Right. So this is, God, nearly 25. No, maybe more than 25 years ago. But we were all like, we weren't bodybuilders, but we all went to the gym. We all had skinheads, and there was like 15 of us laying in the park, laughing our heads off for hours. And I remember there was like, imagine you and your missus just pushing the pram, and your toddler walking at the side of you, and then there's all these people just laughing. Like, so we're going like, what are they looking at? Well, obviously they're looking because of these fucking idiots all just like giggling in the middle of the park. So anyway, the sun started going down, and we're like, right, we've got to get back to the hotel. And this is what freaks me out: is we walked out of the gates, across the street, and we were back at the hotel. So what happened with that tram? Because we were on that tram for 10 minutes, and we were back where we started. So I still don't know what happened there. Anyway, we get back to where the hotel is. There's a hash bar. We go in there, and we sat at the bar, and the stools were like fastened to so you had to kind of like squeeze your way in, and then you're sitting on a stool, and like we're ordering a drink, and Dino, who's the groom, he's sat next to me, and my arms are like this on like resting on the bar, and then Dean's head is all of a sudden is on my right arm, and I thought he was like reaching down to sort of grab something off the floor, but he's getting heavier and heavier. But my arm was trapped, like I couldn't get it out because his head had come over my arm. So it's like he's breaking my arm, and I'm like, and I managed to eventually get it out, and he just dropped between these stools, like a bag of shit, like he'd just gone. Yeah. So the guy behind the counter, the barman, he obviously sees this like 10 times a day. So he just grabbed a glass of lemonade, some sugar cubes, came round, we dragged him outside, sat on the windowsill to the bar. And this guy's like, just get this into him, just keep feeding these to him. So we're like opening his mouth and putting a sugar cube in, but he's just like comatose. Yeah. And apparently it's like your blood sugar just goes like something about the mushrooms just like messes your blood sugar up or something. And
all right.
Yeah, so he'd just gone into this like diabetic coma or something.
No.
So, for hours. Anyway, the next day, and all the other guys were like, we're going to get a drink, we're going to get something to eat. And I sat with him for, must have been 2 or 3 hours until he came round. The next day, he came to me and he's like, thanks for getting me through that. So he was fully conscious the whole time. Yeah. He knew that people were sort of coming and going, and that I was just sat with him the whole time. Yeah. He was fully aware, but he just couldn't move or speak for like 3 hours. It was nuts.
Yeah. Mine's not as extreme as that, but me and a mate, we'd done like the overnight flight from Dubai, and this must have been 2023 maybe, to ADE in the October. And we got there like a day early. We're like, we'll have a chill day, we'll just enjoy Amsterdam, like whatever. We got there really early, like 8 a.m. or something. So like we're knackered, didn't really sleep on the flight. And hotel wouldn't let us check in. I was like, what do we do? And I was like, well, I've only got hand luggage I could do with like another pair of trainers for like walking around in. And my mate's from LA, and he was like, oh, I've not smoked weed for like 6 months. Like, we need to go to the weed shop first. I was like, that opened at like 10 a.m. So he went straight there. I was like, I don't really like partake. I'm not that into it. And he goes in, he was like, oh, just have some from rip this bong. And I was like, yeah, all right, sweet. So I sat there with him for like 10 minutes or whatever, ripping this bong. Anyway, I walk out and I was like, I feel all right. Everything's like fucking really nice weather in it. It's beautiful. Anyway, next thing I know, I was like, I really need to buy those trainers. I'm in this like sports shop, and I can't pick any of this like assistants trying to help me out, and I just got like mad paranoia. He's like, I ended up like, I picked out a pair of shoes, and she's like, yeah, we don't have your size. And I was like, 9.5 or something. Yeah, we don't have that. And I was like, can you bring me every shoe you have in my size? He comes out of the back with like 15 boxes of shoes. And I was like, I'll just have those ones. And we're like, Matt, they definitely know. And then I look over, and he's got his head in his hands like this, like rocking back and forth. So it's like 10 a.m. on a Tuesday or something. What's wrong with us?
Degenerates.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, yeah. And then, I think we went for a nap. I think after that, like hotel let us check in at about 2:00 or whatever, and I was like conked out. And then obviously just woke up with the munchies pretty shortly after.
Actually, you make it think. The night before when I got married, the night before we all went to my friend Johnny at this big house, and it was like not in the countryside, but it was out of town, by a good sort of 10-15 minutes. So on a Friday night, trying to get a taxi from his place, they were just no one wanted to drive out that far. It's didn't have Uber back then. You had to rely on the taxi companies. So there was a kid there that was like part of the friend group called Gonch, and he ran the local like corner shop, but he always had like turbo weed. Like he was
the
strongest of the strong. So anyway, he's there, and my dad, who's never done anything in his life, as far as I'm aware, obviously he's like trying to be one of the boys. So he's like, "Yeah, let me have a go on that." So he grabs this joint that starts smoking it, because my dad was always a smoker. So he's smoking this joint like he's a fucking Benson and Hedges. So he's like, and it's like going, like the ash.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Dad, just stay. Oh no, I'll be all right. And then he passes it on, because as a chat with someone, come here, pass me my fag back.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, we're like, "Where's John gone?" And he's at the bottom of the stairs with his head in his hands, just like, "I need to go home. I need to go." Took us 3 hours to get a fucking taxi for him. And the next day at the wedding, he's telling everybody that we tricked him into having So yeah, not a good experience for old John, that.
Yeah.
So other than ministry in July, what's like hold on, is it summertime in Dubai now?
Yeah. Still
right, so
Northern Hemisphere. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So right. So this is the quiet time. So things will start picking up around September, you said.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, after July, I don't think I've got anything booked for August, and then it'll be September. It'll kick off again, I think.
Right.
Hopefully it'll be a bit busier. Obviously, a lot
Jennifer
of stuff
Lopez coming back.
Don't know. Hope so. But nah. I'm tempted to like kind of make an appearance at a Hard House event. It's been on my if I get a bit of time. I've not been to one for so long. Yeah.
Try and organise one in Dubai.
Yeah, I wonder if there's got to be some people that'd be into it.
Yeah,
surely. But yeah, no, I ended up after listening to a few of these, I was like, I'll have a crack at it again. made a track, sent it over to Sam Townend, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll have this to tidy." I was like, "All right, sweet."
Send it.
So yeah, I'll send it. Yeah,
thanks.
Probably not as hard as what you play. I think it's 142.
Okay. So the last few tracks I've done. Bits. Well, so me and Frank did one with Lab 4. It was 153.
I've heard that. Yeah,
it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
And then I did the houseier stuff, which is like 130, 132. Me and Maddox have just done one with. Do you remember Nicky Mack that did the vocals on some of the old Tony DeVee stuff?
Yeah, did she do like Reach Out and stuff like that? Was it?
I can't remember if it was Feel My Love. She did that one.
Okay.
I'm sure it was that one. But anyway, she's done some vocals, and so me, Maddox, and her have done one. I think that was at 142.
Yeah.
And then I did a track with Agent Jack, Nogga.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, I remember the name. Yeah.
And I think that's like 144. So I've really since I've had because I never would have done anything under 147. I think back in the day, everything would have been. But yeah, as I'm a more mature gentleman now, you see, Scott, so I can start to spread my
slow
wings
down a bit. Yeah.
On the Zimmer frame.
Yeah. Well, I can't go over 132 on my Zimmer frame.
Well, mate, I've really enjoyed the chat. Thanks for being on. If you don't mind, we're just going to do a little bit more for the members area. But for now, we'll say goodbye.
Yeah. Ta-ra.
Thanks, brother. Cheers.
You are listening to Hard House History with Paul Glazby.